Pop-Tart. It's actually real. Ooh. What up, YouTube? It's your boy JNuc, and welcome back to another edition of Lunch Break. On today's Lunch Break, I want to holler at y'all real quick. This is for my people that work in an atmosphere where you work with a lot of other people, and the facility you work in probably has like, I don't know, let's say 3 to 5 stalls for men and women each. Like, you know, you probably work with hundreds of people if you were in this scenario. Anyways, I am in that scenario. I work for Aetna Health Insurance. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm gonna say it because I'm not dogging the company. The company is actually really cool. But anyways, I want to talk to you and ask you if you've ever been in a situation to where you had to go take a number 2. You had to drop a deuce really bad. And I don't know if you're all like this, but me, I'm a last stall type of knucker. So I'm not going in the first stall. I'm not going in the second stall. I'm going in that last stall. And I got about 5 different bathrooms I can hit up to see if that last stall is open. Well, today, I've been having a little bit of an issue, YouTube. I'm gonna get a little bit personal with y'all. I ate a banana, and about 2 hours later, it started kicking in. I was like, okay, things is going right now. Things is moving. It's kind of like oil in your car or WD-40 on that squeaky chair, you know what I'm saying? And it don't squeak no more. Like, that was the oil to get all the gears moving in my body again. Anyhow, y'all don't want to hear about that. Anyhow, so I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to stall, the closest stall to me, and see if anybody's there. And if nobody's in my stall, then I'm gonna handle business. But like, I gotta go, so there's a sense of urgency. I go to the first stall, which is near my desk, and in that first stall, that first restroom, there's only one stall. There's not even a urinal. And girls, you might not understand this, I apologize, but fellas, there's no urinal in there. There's just a freaking toilet seat. It's kind of like the setup you have at home. Just one toilet seat and a sink. That's all that's in there. Of course, that was being used. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs. I went downstairs, and that one has 1 urinal and 2 stalls. But the stall at the very end was being used. So at this point, I'm like, all right, if this third one's not open, I gotta make a decision. So I walk all the way to the lobby, and I peek my head in, and I'm like, no, the third one is in use. This has never happened. I've never had 3 strikes with this restroom policy. It's always, you know, that at least on the third one, the third stall was open. But for some reason, this was like the shitty hour or something. I don't know. So I was like, all right, I got to make a decision. Do I go make a beeline for the first one, or do I just try to go upstairs and see if that one's, you know, available? So I was like, screw it, I'm going upstairs. Went upstairs. Why was that third stall in use too? And I didn't even have a choice to say, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to use the first or second stall, because those were in use. So I'm just like, oh my God, I got one last hope. And this last hope is only 1 stall here. It's in our deli, and there's only 1 stall and 1 urinal. So if it ain't open, then I'm gonna have a problem. So I'm just like, screw it, I'm gonna take my chances. So I go over there, and I'm praying the whole time. I got my fingers crossed in my pocket. I'm walking fast. I'm trying to play it off like I'm cool, but I gotta go. I gotta drop this deuce. I open up the door, and nobody's in there. So, of course, this is what I do when I get ready to drop a deuce. Wrap up the toilet paper, and I do it pretty quick. I get a nice little roll, and I wipe down the seat, you know, because I ain't trying to get none of your juice on me, dog. So I wipe down the seat really good, throw it in there. You gotta have toilet paper cushion in the water, because you don't want to drop that deuce and then get some splashback. That little, you know, toilet paper in there, the little ball of toilet paper or whatever, that helps prevent splashback. It's not 100% proof, but it helps. So, and of course, before I did any of this, I flushed. You always gotta flush, even if it looks clear in there. So I wiped it down, threw my paper in there, then I got my liner, tore my liner off, whatever, put my liner down, and even then, the liner is not enough. What you gotta do is grab you a sheet, probably about yay long, put it, you know, over the front, and then get you another spool, okay, probably about like that, pretty thick, and lay it over it, kind of like you're making a cross, so you can just lay your thing on there, and it has a nice place to lay and sit while you handle your business, so you ain't got to worry about, you know, getting some nasty crap, diseases or anything on your thing because you got that cross paper barrier thing. So I get all that ready, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm at the finish line. It's turtle head like a mother. Finally, I get to sit down on my throne and handle my business. And wouldn't you know, not 2-3 seconds later, somebody walks in and he has my same problem, and it made me feel so good because I'm like, you feel my pain. This has never happened where I had to go to the 5th option, to the 5th or 4th or 5th. I don't even know how many. I've never had to go past the 3rd option to find a style I'm comfortable with. So I'm just wondering if this has ever happened to any of y'all before, because it's the first time it happened to me and it sucked. But when I got to my throne and I got it all fixed up and I was handling business, it was so funny to hear people come in. You hear the door open and it's like they look and they see, and then they just walk right back out because, you know, they're like, dang, I need that style. So if this has ever happened to any of y'all, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. And that's what it is. This is your boy JNuc, and that's been the lunch break. Peace.